So we live on Instagram or just
We're just live, period. What's up, world? We live in the lab.
What up, what up?
I'm here with none other than one of my newest artists that I just added to the roster. I've been working with this guy for the last couple of years. Out of Tacoma by way of South Carolina. His name is L.E.R.O.Y. Y'all might pronounce it Leroy, but tell the people what it stands for.
Language, education, raw over y'all. What's up, world?
Leroy, my man. So, man, how long you been rhyming, man? How long you been an MC?
Man, since like middle school.
Middle school. What years? About what year is that?
Early 90s.
Early 90s. Okay. So, what made you want to become an MC, man? Who was you listening to that made you want to go, man, I want to do that?
Shit, Run DMC, Slick Rick, Fat Boys, L.L.Cool.J, Rakim. Well, I really didn't like Rakim back then. He didn't grow on me till later.
Okay.
But it was being played, so, you know, I love the beats that he had. His voice got to me.
Right.
Couldn't do the voice.
Couldn't do the voice, huh?
But other than that, all the pioneers, man, like, I love this stuff. I love this music.
The golden era, pretty much. The 80s and 90s hip hop, pretty much.
That's what raised me. That's my mom and my dad. My second mom and dad.
Okay, say that. So when did you move out here to the Northwest, man?
10th grade, so that would be 94, 95.
Okay. So you were here during, I would say, probably the peak of the golden era, because 94, 95, that's when Illmatic, Reasonable Doubt, Ready to Die.
I moved out here right when Biggie was getting on.
Okay, so yeah, that was around, that was the middle of that was the middle of the golden era. To me, that's what the peak of it.
Yeah.
Because then, you know, a lot of classics came out around 95. Midnight Marauders came out around 95. Outkast is
that was 94, 95.
That was a Southern Playlist that came out around there. Yeah, man, a lot of great albums came out around there, man. So that's what's up. So man, what is your mission statement as an MC coming in? What are you saying? What do you want to say to the world through your music, man, as an MC?
I really just want to convey getting back to what inspired me to do hip hop, the community and the unity of our people, most likely. As we know what's going on with the whole music industry now, but really with the look of what hip hop is.
Okay. Has
hip hop really been helpful to our community with the things that we've been delivered to us? Is it all good, or is it all just for $1? So
yes, that makes sense. So there is a deep message to your music.
Oh, for sure. That's what music is supposed to be. It's supposed to be the message. Look at Bob Marley.
Yeah.
Do you think Bob Marley would have been able to get the things out that he did if he didn't put it in his music?
Sure wouldn't.
So, I mean, there's always got to be a hidden agenda to what you do.
Mm-hmm.
And if you listen to my lyrics and you actually pay attention, you're going to catch what I'm laying down.
Well, I catch it, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I working with you, I watched you and heard you grow at a very fast pace. You know what I'm saying? When I first met you and first started working with you and Hamp, your style was a little different. You know, you were talking about some other things. And then I remember we had some conversations and we were listening to some stuff, and then you just had a metamorphosis, man. And then like the stuff me and you started doing started going in a whole nother different direction, and it was more soulful, more conscious, more thought-provoking, more awakening. And to me, it was a breath of fresh air because it was something I needed as a producer, you know, something to inspire me to make thought-provoking music. You know what I mean? And so together we created a sound. How would you describe that sound we created?
Well, during the time when I first met you, I was on the transitioning of leaving substance. I was ending my substance abuse era. I mean, to each his own, but I've learned that that wasn't for me.
Right.
Um, I've learned that I think I was trying to fit in into something where I really didn't have to fit in because it was already in me. I just needed to learn how to be comfortable with the person I was instead of trying to fit in with everybody else and do what everybody else was doing. So when I got with you, I was on the ass end of drinking because I wasn't smoking when I met you.
Right.
Um, and then the music that Hampton was making, it, it had those messages in it. This is what that music was making me write when you first heard Perspective and
Mm-hmm.
uh, Feel So Good. That, you know, some of these songs that y'all haven't heard yet, that's what's in the making right now.
On the second project
On the
coming
second
up.
project, yeah.
Yes.
That's what birthed what me and you made because we got together and you started playing me some stuff that you wasn't playing for everybody else or what everybody else wasn't picking, and I just went to work. I remember sometimes you would be making a beat and I would just start writing a song right there. And you was like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm ready to get in the booth right now."
Yeah, you was hungry, man. When I first met you, bro, you was just like, man, like a wolf that hadn't ate, man, and you was just looking for that food. You know what I'm saying? Something
Yeah.
to feed your mind and soul. And like I was like, okay, that's what you want. And it's like, okay, well, it's like, shoot, okay, instead of just trying to feed you scraps, let me cook up something. You know,
Yeah,
let me
yeah.
let,
Give
let
me
me
that
cook.
hot meal. Give me that
Right.
hot meal.
Give you the hot plate and say,
Yeah.
all right, now work with this, eat off this.
Yeah.
Now let's see what's happening. And it's funny that you mentioned, like, you were on the tail end of coming out of a whole nother lifestyle into one, and we actually created a song that tells that story called The Other Side.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know, how you went from, what I'm saying, drinking and, smoking weed and partying and doing all this other stuff to, just going cold turkey and crossing that bridge into sobriety,
Mm-hmm.
mentally and physically. And I think that's a song that people, that may be in the same mental space that you were in, that might help them.
Yeah.
That might help them cross that bridge. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I've been there. I've done that. You know what I'm saying? I've stopped smoking weed for a long time to be pro productive.
Mm-hmm.
And now I know when I can smoke, when I can drink, but I know when not to do it, because when it's time for me to be productive, I have to have,
All whistles and bells.
yes, I gotta have everything on deck, man. My
Yeah.
brain has to be sharp as a tack, and I totally feel you on that. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
and it's like we have other tracks on this album coming up that called Phoenix and the Cosmos. Like you have a song called The Awakening, which is very deep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think they ready for that one. That's some old hip hop classic beats. It's very captivating. Very culture driven. Very esoteric. Um, and just very a knowledgeable song that was inspired by a lot of the older hip hop, like Poor Righteous Teachers, Poison Clan, KRS-One, Brand Nubian. That's that.
X Clan.
Yeah, yeah. That's
Yeah.
that. That's that flavor that I was bringing on that. Like, wear your African medallion up in your black fist. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that
Public
was-
Enemy. You know what I'm saying? We
Yeah.
got to go back to being Public Enemy #1.
That part. You're reflecting on the era where a lot of the people that were making that type of music were 5%ers.
Yeah.
When the gods were running the
The
hip hop.
lessons. The lessons.
Yes, the lessons, 120, and the people were really waving the universal flag around during that time period, and they were really strong in the hip hop industry. Brand Nubian, even Wu Tang,
Yeah.
Busta Rhymes, Big Daddy Kane was even a 5%er. Poor Righteous Teachers were 5%ers. Rakim was a 5%er. Yeah, you had a lot of people in the game that were 5%ers that were really spreading the knowledge and knowledge itself. You also have another track on there which is really deep too, called Distractions.
Yeah, and that's every day.
Every day, man.
Every day. That was a nice one too, because what we put at the beginning and the end of that really sets it off.
Mm-hmm.
And then the meat and potatoes is in between with the message. But how we found that little sample or
There's a speech of
speech at the
yeah.
beginning for this little pastor that you found,
Mm-hmm.
and we played it, and we was like, that's it. That's all we need right there to end this song, and to start it. So,
Mm-hmm.
I really just can't wait for everybody to hear this new breath of fresh air of music that the Northwest has to offer, because the Northwest has a lot of talent,
Yes, sir.
but also in the Northwest, there's no unity like everywhere else. And I think that's what's really holding us back. So I think we also need to get back to putting good music out there that everybody likes, and not just something to make a dollar, but music that's gonna enrich us all and motivate us all and push us all to do together. Because that's the only way we really gonna make it. All this individual stuff, you see, it's ending. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you don't got no unity and nobody to back you, like Dame Dash would say, if we out hustling and I go broke, but I got 10 other cats with me and they still on, I ain't never fall off. I just gotta pick back up where I left off at and keep it moving.
Keep it moving.
But I just think this music right now, in the day and age that we in and the times that we in, we got to get back to what hip hop was really for, because we lost it.
And it's actually making a comeback because those that were making the real music decided not to go through the channels and wait for the machine to try to pick them up and put them out. They're creating their own machine. You got Pete Rock and Common making their putting their flag in the ground. You got L.L. Cool J and Q-Tip collaborating and making a dope hip hop project.
Did you listen to that album yet?
I sure did.
It's dope.
It's dope. You got Diamond D still out there making music. You got hip hop legends that are coming back from the underground, which hip hop came and saying, you know what, that's what we're gonna take it to. Forget the mainstream. The mainstream ain't gonna do nothing but either play it out or water it down, and it's gonna lose its value. On the underground, when something is underground, what does it do? It doesn't devalue at all.
It gains value.
It gains value like a diamond or a piece of gold when it's still in the ground. The longer it's under that ground, the more it's worth.
Enriched it gets.
Right. So that's what hip hop needs to, it needs to be underground and stay underground so it stays in its purest form. That way it doesn't get diluted once it reaches a certain plateau. And I think that's where, where we come in with this project. And like I said, I'm glad to have a hand in it production wise. And like I said, man, you did your thing on the mic, and you know what I'm saying? This it's gonna be something else, man. This is Leroy, y'all, and we live in the lab. This is your boy Rock Fizzle, man, right here. You heard it first. Stay tuned for more music, more interviews, more in-depth, more insight, beats being broken down, and all other kind of stuff, man. Keep an eye on me. I'm gonna feed y'all.
And the Phoenix is in the cosmos.
It is, and it's on the rise. The leader.